Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Miss Kelly here. I'm coming to show you a Mother's Day project, all right? If you guys are visiting me from my kindergarten class, hello Miss Kelly's kindergarten class. I miss you guys. If you follow along with this project, you'll have something very special for mommy. Don't forget that Mother's Day is on May 10th, which would be, I believe it's a Sunday. And we need to have something special for that very special woman in our lives that always takes care of us. So guys, we're going to create today our very own flower pot, and we're going to give mommy a beautiful project of flowers for her. Inside of your flower pot, you can make a little poem if you'd like, practice your handwriting. You can make you can tell her Happy Mother's Day, which is what I'm going to show you how to do today. All right, guys, we're going to start by creating almost a cylinder type shape on our construction paper, okay? So if you can find a piece of construction paper, I picked a brown construction paper just because normally pots would be around this color, but you can actually pick any color that you want, make it as colorful and beautiful for mommy as possible. All right, my friends, what you're gonna need for this project, okay? You're gonna need some glue, definitely a pair of scissors that we're going to use responsibly and make sure that we are safe with. We're going to need a black marker or a darker marker so that we can outline our pot so that we can see where we need to cut it. And then over here, what I'm choosing to use today is pipe cleaners, and I've got them in very fun colors. I picked a pink, a green, and a purple. These are going to be the stems of my flowers. But if you guys are at home and you cannot find pipe cleaners, maybe you can look for some straws as well, okay guys? So I found some straws in my classroom that I think are really fun colors. We can also use these as the stems as well. So if you have these at home and you don't have the pipe cleaners, these are a really good alternative to use as your stems, okay my friends? So we're gonna put these right over here. I think today what I'm gonna use is the pipe cleaners just because I do have them in the classroom and the project comes out really pretty with pipe cleaners. And then guys, over here what I have is a mixture of colors of tissue paper. I chose purple, yellow, red, and pink. You can use construction paper for this as well if you don't have tissue paper, or maybe you can ask for if there's any supplies for gifts in your house. Usually tissue paper will come along with that. Okay guys, so let's get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is create a cylinder. So I'm gonna try my best to do this 3D shape on a piece of paper. I'm gonna create a circle first, kind of a long, well actually it's more of an oval, okay? And then I'm going to bring down lines to the side, just like this. I'm gonna bring those lines in a little bit slanted. Not really sure if you guys can see it on camera, but I do have an oval right over here and bring down my lines just a little bit slanted so that the pot looks like it's getting smaller toward the bottom. And then I'm going to draw just a straight line across to match those two lines together, and we have created our pot. You can do it as little or as big as you want. I chose to do a smaller one just so that my 3 pipe cleaners fit nicely. The next thing that I'm going to do is take my black marker, and if I'm happy with my drawing, which I am, I'm going to outline. Remember guys, always start with a pencil because if you make a mistake, you can always go back and erase. Once you start with your marker, if you make a mistake, you're going to need a whole new paper, okay my friends? So always try to start with that pencil. What I'm doing now is I'm tracing down the lines that I already created with my pencil and really bringing this pot to life. Remember my friends, it doesn't need to be perfect. Mommy loves all of the artwork that you guys do. So if you make a mistake and you can fix it, just keep on going. The next thing that I'm doing is I'm grabbing my scissors and being really careful, okay guys? This is where we're gonna be super careful. I'm going to take my pot and I'm gonna cut along the black lines, always watching your fingers. And remember guys, I would ask an adult for help. If you can ask somebody who's not mommy, that would be better. That way you can surprise her. But if you do have to ask mommy, always ask an adult for help, guys. Be very careful with your scissors. Be very careful with your pencils and your glues. All of those things are tools, and we need to be very careful when we have tools in our hands. All right, my friends, here we go. I'm cutting the very last piece, which is this straight across, and now I have my pot that has come to life. All right, let's get started putting away our scissors. Let's get started on our flowers. So right now you're going to need to pull out your glue, and I have my pipe cleaners. My pipe cleaners look way too long for this pot, so I'm going to trim them down to about right there. A little bit shorter so that it looks like they're growing out of the pot. And now I have 3 short pipe cleaners. I have one in the middle that's a little bit longer because I did want to give my flowers some dimension. What does that mean? So not all flowers grow the same size, right? So I want my flowers to look like the longer one is in the middle, and then I have my 2 shorter ones on the side. That way it looks way more realistic, right? It looks like real life flowers. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take each flower and I'm gonna put some glue on the pipe cleaner first, just so that it soaks into the pipe cleaner, because sometimes these guys don't really press down the way that we want them to. I'm only gonna put glue to about half of the pipe cleaner, that way the other half can stick out of the pot. And I'm also gonna add a small little line on my pot so that I can see where I wanna place this flower. All right, guys. Miss Kelly also made a little bit of mess with the glue. I went a little too far with the pipe cleaner, and that's okay, guys. That's the mistakes that we're gonna make, but I just wiped it off right here. All right, remember that glue does dry clear, so if you see some glue on your project, it's okay, don't worry. It's going to dry, and when it dries, it'll dry clear if you're using the Elmer's glue. This time I'm gonna put just a little bit less of glue on my pipe cleaner, and again, I'm gonna put the pink one to the side because I want the purple long one in the middle. I'm placing my stems right at the line where the pot looks like it is starting. That way it looks like we have beautiful, beautiful flowers growing out of the pot. Really realistic. All right, my friends, the last flower, I just put my glue on my pot, getting it ready, and I'm going to glue this stem. It is the longest stem, so make sure that you don't go too far with this. Alrighty, so now we have our stems in. We do have to give them time before we start picking up the project because these pipe cleaners need a second to soak in all of that glue and make sure that the glue stays. We're gonna start working on our blooms. So these flowers have grown, they have sprouted already, and now they're turning into beautiful flowers, which is our blooming part. So we wanna create petals. I'm using tissue paper like I said earlier, but guys, a really fun way would be to pluck your own petals from maybe a real flower that you find outside, and you can always glue them to your pipe cleaners, okay, my friends? I'm gonna take, what I have here is a red piece of tissue paper, and I'm cutting, or you can tear this tissue paper, and then we're just gonna scrunch it on up. We want big scrunches just like this. We can mold it to look like beautiful, beautiful flowers, just like this. I'm gonna take my glue, I'm gonna put it directly on the tissue paper, and I'm going to glue that tissue paper to one of my stems, creating a beautiful, beautiful flower. The next I'm gonna show you, I'm tearing off a piece of the yellow tissue paper, and I'm also gonna crumble that up, and I'm gonna make this one a beautiful bloom as well. Taking my glue, I'm gonna glue it to the middle flower. I like to use colors that go almost, they contrast against each other. Big word, what does that mean? So they go against, they pop out against each other, I guess you could say. So for my pink stem, I used a red tissue paper. That way that red, you can really see it pop out. For the big purple stem, I used a yellow so that we could see that yellow bloom really pop out. And for my bright green stem, I'm gonna use a beautiful purple tissue paper color so that that color also pops out. And guys, you can fill up this pot with as many flowers as you like, as many that will fit inside of it. I'm just gonna use 3 today for the sake of the video so that it's not too long. Putting my last flower on top. And again, guys, letting that dry. While we're letting it dry, I'm gonna take back my pencil, and I personally am gonna write a little message right in the middle of the pot. And I would like to say Happy Mother's Day in the middle of the pot. That's what I'm going to write. You can always write something like, I love you, Mom. You can write her a little poem that you have created. I know a lot of my kindergartners love to create poems. So you can do any of those and write them nicely. Show Mommy how well you have learned how to write, how to use your handwriting and your spelling, right guys? So nice and neat. I'm going to write Happy Mother's Day. And again, guys, I am doing it in pencil first, just in case I make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, and it is easier to erase it if you're using a pencil. So I'm writing nice and big, Happy Mother's Day. Once I'm done with my pencil, I'm gonna take my marker again. Again, any marker that you choose. I have a black marker so that it does stand out. And I'm just going to trace over my letters once I am happy with the way that my letters have come out. Nice and neat, nice and spaced out. That way it is clear and we don't make a mess on our beautiful pots that we have just created. All right, my friends, once you're done writing your Happy Mother's Day, maybe you want to sign your name at the bottom, love Miss Kelly, or love your name, right guys? It is going to Mommy, so to Mommy, from you. And we have created our beautiful flower pot, my friends. Again, giving it time, it needs to soak in and it needs to dry. I would give it the full afternoon to let it dry before we give it to Mommy. So if you are gonna create this project, I would try to do it at least the day before you're gonna give it to her. That way it dries super nicely and you can give her her beautiful project. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope that your moms have a happy Mother's Day and I will hope to see you guys back soon. Bye, guys.